Hello, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm actually going to be doing something I have not done in a very long time, and it's showing off my artwork, and it's mainly going to be my paintings. A while back, I was still in high school, I showed off my art supplies haul about like the colored pencils and whatever else. I don't know what else I mentioned in that video, it was so long ago. I'm going to be showing the paintings that I have finished these past few years and paintings that I did not end up finishing, because it's just a habit that artists do. Finish a painting, or they start one and then end up not finishing it. But these ones I'm so committed to finishing because it's driving me nuts. My sister is going to be helping me grab paintings. Scripture of the day is Judges 6:12, and it says, "When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said, 'The Lord is with you, mighty warrior.'" Amen. Okay, I have not done anything art related on my channel in a very long time, so I'm just gonna give a quick refresh. I am a hyperrealism artist, and a hyperrealism artist is an artist who replicates an actual photo, like for example a picture of my face, and I copy it to almost precise, but not completely identical. My main medium is acrylic paint, but I have done so many other mediums. Chalk, I do lots of watercolor, I do the traditional pencil on paper, I do graphite, I have done oil pastels, I've done so much of it. I even do clay figures. I have been doing hyperrealism for about 15 years. I have been an artist for 20 years. It all started when my mom gave me a piece of paper and a pencil, and she showed me how to draw a horse for a second, and then I ended up copying her, and that's how my art gift was born, and I've just improved since 2005. We're just gonna start off with this little guy really fast. He's a little 8x10 from my job at Hobby Lobby. His name is Roscoe. This is actually a real horse I took care of and rode for a little bit. He's still around, it's just I found a picture of him and I just had to paint him. The very first painting I'm going to be showing off is called Gold J, and it's an 18x24 canvas from Hobby Lobby, and the mediums is acrylic paint. All of these paintings are acrylic paint, and it took 18 hours to complete. This is Gold Jay, also known as just a blue jay, and he gave me a lot of inspiration when I was actually going to school in Lubbock, Texas in 2021. I actually saw a bunch of blue jays on the campus that I went to school at, and I was inspired by those little guys, and I ended up taking my sketchbook with me everywhere I went and started sketching some little practice pieces, and eventually when I came home to Washington State in 2022, I ended up planning my very first large painting. It was this blue jay. I actually do have a time lapse of me painting this guy on my TikTok, but I'll put it right here on the screen as well. Gold flakes that I used with Mod Podge to stick them on there. What I really like about this bird is the gap of his beak and following it all the way to right in here where the rest of it is hiding underneath these feathers, and doing every single detail I can when it came to his feathers. Now he just hangs up on the wall right now gathering dust, and I'm doing my absolute best to take care of it and the other paintings that I have because they deserve to be well taken care of. This is the Gold Jay. This one is also an 18x24, excuse me. This one is titled the Magenta Tito, which is like the scientific name for a barn owl. Reason for the owl: I love bears, I love owls, I love orcas. I'm doing what I can to include them in my paintings. My all-time favorite part about this painting is this cluster of clouds all up here, and I didn't notice how good it was until I finished the entire painting. I have this one as a time lapse on my TikTok as well. A lot of value, such as the dark clouds leading up to the lighter clouds, and that large lightning bolt coming up from the top and all the way down to this area. Purples and pinks into the owl itself, just so it can kind of live up to that title that it has been giving, Magenta Tito. This is probably the best one when it comes to clouds or Mother Nature in that area. Right now, this painting actually sits upstairs on our piano. If I had to fix something in this painting, it would be all the way over here. I wanted this to look like this. Have his wings open, he's so cute. He's just kind of looking at you. So this one is the Magenta Tito. This one here is again, dusty, and I'm ashamed. This is called the Christmas Flame, and it is a 16 by 20 gesso board that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, which I currently work at right now. The reason for this, I was trying to paint something for Christmas in 2023. I came up with this reindeer, or a caribou, in the snow and the dark and coming up to a campfire. Learned how to paint fire with a YouTube video tutorial. I like this one because I did experiment with the paint to learn how to paint fire and radiate the light from the fire to kind of bounce off the caribou just a little bit. But yeah, not too much to say about it. Learning how light works with shadows in this kind of environment with the snow on the ground. Now this next one is probably my favorite. It's gonna be hard for me to get rid of it if it ever is bought. This one is called the Ruby Stag. It's an elk with a ton of rubies on its right side of the face. So to us, it looks like it's on the left side. One is also a speed painting I did on my TikTok. This is probably the second one. Yeah, this is the second painting I did after the Gold Jay. He is just magnificent. I am just in awe staring at him right now. This is why I love him so much. He is the most detailed deer I have ever painted, and it still amazes me that I can do this, that I did this. It took me a while, but it was so worth it. The work was so worth it.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Gives me Harry Potter vibes a little bit. I don't know why. I think it's because of that deer in the movie. I am not at all caught up with Harry Potter lore, so I do apologize. The hardest part about this stag was the crystals. The rubies sticking out from his neck, growing out of his face, and then trailing all the way up to his antler. Because painting crystals can be a challenge with acrylic. It can be easy when it comes to watercolor. It can be easy with colored pencil. With acrylic, it's a lot of work. The majority of the 24 hours of this elk was the crystals. It was very time consuming. The rest of the elk was pretty easy. I was able to practice texture, shadows, learning how to paint rubies. This is my most favorite one. Like, it'd break my heart if someone wanted to buy it, but if they wanted to buy it, okay. So this one was actually a pretty recent elk. I actually finished it on June 20th of this year, and it's called the Pacific Northwest Elk, and it's on a very flat canvas. It's very different from the other paintings I showed off. It's flat. I don't know. I was trying to figure something out here. I wanted to find some kind of style with my artwork. Paint markers, I used stamping for like textures down here, fishnet at work, and got some spray paint. Did that shadow of a net to kind of resemble the fishing side of the Pacific Northwest. Did this elk a little bit. I'm kind of happy with it, but somewhat not. I added some orcas in like some snowy water. Added some trees with some gold paint. If I had to change something about this elk, if I wanted to go back and paint some more on it, is its face. It kind of looks like a rat face a little bit, but it's fine. I'm not unhappy with this one. I'm proud of it because I got to play with spray paint. I got to put stamps, sponges that are in the shape of flowers, fishnet, gold leaf. This one's okay. I actually have to stand up for this one because he is a 36 by 48. This one is not finished at all. He's so big. I might have to just show a picture of him because he's that massive. This is called the Emerald Pachyderm because it's an elephant. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. He is just huge. Hold it. There go my notes for it. Emerald Pachyderm is the biggest painting I have done / have not finished. It's just a massive bull elephant filling up the entire canvas, and I'm trying to add something here into its ears, such as a lion, moss on top of the elephant's head. It's a dark side of the elephant with a very light side of him. Lighter green emeralds versus the darker green emeralds here on this side. You kind of see the reflective paint. It's a pearlized green. Here's the bottom of him. His trunk is curled, his legs are showing just a little bit, it's a long way to go. Sometimes you get art block when you're currently painting something new or drawing something. But I am very excited to fill in this negative space on the dark side of his body. This lion, the tree. Don't know what else I'm going to add over here or up here, but I know I did put some white paint marker to kind of start off a new style right here at the top of his ear. This is the unfinished emerald pachyderm. This one is actually one that I am currently trying to finish today, called the Northern Prayer. It's a polar bear and an emperor penguin praying on the Arctic snow. I actually took this picture at the Oregon Zoo, I believe in 2023. My fiance and I went to the Oregon coast, but before we even got to the Oregon coast, we went to the Oregon Zoo, and I happened to snap a picture of the polar bear that was in its enclosure munching on some ice in the corner, and I was like, this is very nice. I get to take pictures of these animals and I can turn them into paintings. I remember my art professor telling me in Texas that if you take your own photos and use them as references or turn them into masterpieces, they're more valuable that way because it's a picture you took and did not take it from the internet. The Northern Prayer doesn't have a story just yet, other than I took a picture of a polar bear at the zoo and it became a painting with a penguin. I guess Slavic / Celtic / Narnia vibe cloak or something. I feel so bad for not getting the vocabulary correct or the terminology of these culture-like clothing items. I'm currently trying to finish it right now, and I'm excited to see what it looks like when it's finished. This painting is one of my favorites because it's a square painting, but I was inspired by my stepfather's Polynesian culture, and he is tatted everywhere with these Polynesian tattoos. And I love orcas very much, so I decided to paint this guy. Added the Polynesian tattoos up his dorsal fin, modified his underbelly a little bit, as well as the eye spot that is usually right there on the orca's face. It's my first orca I ever painted on a canvas, and I painted water for the first time from acrylic. Mochi, you're very noisy. Oh no, honey, you can't have that, no. Mochi, say hi to the camera. No? Okay. So this is the tatted orca. He's my absolute favorite. I got to experiment with black and white and gray and learn how to paint some water, which is a texture, and it's my all-time favorite. If it's in the water, it's amazing. I can't get over it. He's just so cool. I love him. Now, this one is very similar. It's a 16 by 20, but it is a flat canvas, and it's also acrylic. It's another orca, but this time she is a female. And she has the Polynesian chin tattoo that the women usually get tatted on their chins sometimes. And her markings right here, some of them represent strength. I forgot where the notes are for these tattoos, but I did want to make sure these tattoos on the orca had some meaning, just so I didn't slap certain designs on there. And I made her underbelly normal. Her dorsal fin is shorter, and I still need to add some highlights on her black skin and some shadows under her chin and her belly. I wanted to do like a ray of light coming through somewhere. Like, she's not finished, but she's coming along greatly. So we're approaching the end. This one is gesso board, and it's a zebra. Not finished, obviously. She's cute. I did these like bluish gray shadows before I put her stripes on there, and oh girl, no! When you sign up to have a cat, you kind of sign up for the stuff that they're gonna do to your personal space, and that's knocking over your stuff. Okay, my stinking fur baby finally went to sleep, and now she's not moving anything. I'm very happy to find out what she's gonna look like when I'm done with her, and I don't know when I'm going to finish her, but I really want this one to look good because it's my first zebra portrait, gesso board, and I love this crazy hair she's got going on. I grew up with the movie Racing Stripes, so it's bringing back some childhood memories. This next unfinished piece is actually an autumn piece. Blue pumpkins. Up there is a bit of a mess. Right there. All up there, those weeds and the wheat. I don't know what I'm doing up there. Last year, I went to a pumpkin patch with my fiance, and I took a picture of pumpkins, and they look just like this. They were like this pale green color, and I decided to turn them into blue.
Blue!
Just because. Blue pumpkins are just like aesthetically pleasing. All I have to do is fix the very top, add some little stems on everybody, crisp up that shading and the highlights, and add some more shadows down here with the grass, and then call it good. This next unfinished piece is actually not an original. I actually bought this canvas that was a wall art from Hobby Lobby, and I'll put the picture up right now. It's a black horse, but since my fiance loves the Denver Broncos so much, I actually bought the canvas that was once a black horse, decided to paint over it to look like a white Bronco. Not done. I really gotta add the background, the trees, orange. It's just gotta scream Denver Broncos when it's finished, and I think I started this sometime last year. He just never got done, and I feel bad because my fiance is patiently waiting for it. I might finish this painting when I am moved into the apartment with my fiance. I want to finish him badly, but not right now. Right, so I am out of breath right now just talking about all of the paintings I have showed off and moving everything around just so everything's not gonna hurt itself. If you did make it this far, thank you for watching, and if you're an artist yourself and you're just starting out, don't give up, keep practicing, and look up a lot of tutorials and you'll learn so much. And to any artists who have been out there for a very long time, I'm glad you reached this video, and if you have any nice criticism for me, leave it down in the comments, and I will see you all in the next one.